and 23 new cases of the coronavirus, bringing its total number to 556. There's also been another death, bringing the death total to 4. Prime Minister Chun Sai-kyun has described the situation as grave. He's calling on the public to cooperate with the government to contain the spread of the virus. Chun says the government will take severe actions against any move that interferes with quarantine efforts, such as mass rallies. Also applies to illegal hoarding of medical goods.
Concerns are mounting the coronavirus outbreak is getting out of control in South Korea. The country has reported at least a 6-fold jump in the number of infections, as well as its first fatalities. The city of Daegu is now empty. Health authorities are asking the region's 2.5 million inhabitants to stay indoors. Meanwhile, in Seoul, the city has banned rallies and other mass gatherings to try and stop the spread of it.
Chinese scientists, along with Canadian scientists, have just made a very important breakthrough. We've just learned that patients are testing positive at least 10 days after recovering. This is an extremely important discovery. That means somebody who's 10 days after being discharged, 10 days after being quarantined, can still infect people. That's really bad news, because somebody can possibly be infecting other people for about a month from first contacting it. The stock market is doing horrible. Just about everything is down. Gold is near all-time highs as people empty their money out of the market and place it into gold for fears of a pandemic in America. The CDC issued a statement today saying that their test kits are not working. Only California, Nebraska, and Illinois have working test kits right now, and most other countries also do not have working test kits. So they're going to have to send them out to the CDC labs until this issue can be fixed. The FBI today placed an order for $40,000 of hand sanitizer, and they've issued a statement saying that they are now officially preparing for a pandemic in America. Italy went from 0 cases to 16 cases in a very disturbing event. It appears that Italy does have an outbreak. Several healthcare workers were also infected, and it's extremely worrying. They are not finding the people that were first infecting others, and it might be bad in Italy. We're not sure yet. South Korea is the country with the most confirmed cases now outside of China. They've placed nearly 60 police officers in a 14-day quarantine after one of the police officers had attended a church in South Korea with many confirmed cases. So it's very worrying. Most experts are now saying South Korea is in an outbreak, and they are not able to contact trace most of the people who are getting confirmed cases now. Continue to spike in Iran with 2 more deaths for a total of 4. There's also at least 18 people in Iran now infected, and just like I was saying in my other video, it looks like a Chinese trader may have came into the country within the last few weeks and infected people. In the middle of a major outbreak, and there's hundreds more infected.
Reporting that at least 34 people in the United States are infected with a new coronavirus spreading from China, federal health officials said on Friday. This includes 21 new cases among repatriated individuals, as well as the 13 U.S. cases. This is a dramatic increase from the last reported case of 16, and Dr. Nancy Messner, director of the National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases, said at a news briefing, more infections in the United States are expected in the near future. This new virus represents a tremendous public health threat, said the doctor. The Epoch Times reports that 8 Chinese leaders were removed from their positions following the discovery of 207 cases of the virus inside Richqing prison in Shandong, one of 3 provinces where the prison cases have been detected. So now the prisoners in China, folks, are starting to come down with the virus. Now this is pretty serious because, you know, as anywhere in prison, all these prisoners are kept in close confinement to one another. So it just seems like it's going bad to worse. says just the latest reminder that officials can only hide things for so long with the coronavirus. Any lies or dissembling will be exposed by the onslaught of the COVID virus as it spreads around the world. As we mentioned below, the CDC has some pretty chilling words for the American public during a press conference on Friday. He said during the 12:15 ET update, the organization warned that it had centralized surge virus response due to the lack of testing kits and the fact that every state but 3 is unprepared for the epidemic. So there's 50 states in the United States, so only 3 is prepared. That means 47 states in the United States doesn't even have test kits. Well, you don't have any test kits. Why don't they stockpile, hundreds of thousands or millions of test kits? Have all this stuff prepared already? I don't know. It just kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? It says the announcement comes after the Washington Post reported last night that the CDC opposed the State Department's decision to bring the 14 Americans confirmed to have been infected with the virus aboard the Diamond Princess back to the United States with the other 300 evacuees, thereby breaking the quarantine and risking a broader outbreak and exposing many of the passengers on the flight who hadn't been infected with the virus. So you've taken these sick people, put them on a plane with other well people, and by the time that they have flown across the ocean to America, probably contracted the virus. Probably these 14 infected people have now given all 300 passengers said earlier the WHO Director General Dr. Tedros warned that the window is narrowing to suppress the virus before it's...
For 750 people in Washington now under supervision for the coronavirus. This is just an update, as they say. They have added over 30 other people to this list in Washington State. They are under health supervision for the coronavirus. And they're saying that these people were at risk because they were exposed to this. According to officials, people were in close contact of laboratory confirmed cases and people who have returned from China in the past 14 days. They're saying that there's still only one case confirmed in the county